Hello, my name is Michelle Delgado, and I'm a full-time artist who specializes in fabric arts and designer toys. And I am a teaching artist who works with the El Paso Museum of Art, giving various classes and exhibit tours. I love working with the EPMA, and I'm excited to bring you this fun, distance learning art project. Let's look at the supplies we will be using. First is craft felt. You can use full sheets or recycled scrap pieces. You will also need a frame with the glass removed. Adults, please remove and dispose of the glass carefully. You will also need some tacky glue, some scissors, safety scissors for children, and something to write with such as a pencil or marker. The first thing we need to do is take off the back of the frame, turn it over, and carefully open it up. Now take everything out. You can recycle all of the papers inside, except you need to keep the cardboard backing. This is where we are going to glue our felt to. Place your cardboard back in your frame, flip it over, and use your pencil and trace all the way around. Now we have a guide where to glue our felt. The landscape we are creating will be composed of a lot of abstract shapes, but for my creation, I want to stick with mostly bright colors that you can find in a mountain landscape, such as greens, blues, yellows, and browns. You do not have to use the colors that I am using. You can pick any colors that you want. You can pick, let's say, pink for the abstract sky, purple for the grass, red for the mountains. Let your imagination and creativity run wild. Now we will begin cutting out our shapes. Please be very careful with your sharp scissors. If needed, you can always use safety scissors. Get your first scrap of felt and carefully start to cut out random shapes. As you can see, it doesn't look like anything specific. If you do not feel comfortable freeform cutting, you can draw out abstract shapes directly onto the felt with a marker and then cut them out. There are no wrong shapes, so have fun with it, and more importantly, take your time cutting out each shape. Always practice caution when working with sharp tools. I recommend cutting out a variety of shapes and sizes, as it will be more interesting visually once all the pieces are put together. Don't worry about cutting too many pieces, you can always save them for another project. I am really happy with the shapes I cut out. If once I start placing the shapes down and I find I need more pieces, I can always go back and cut more out. It's time to pick out a background. I chose this bright purple color, but remember, you could pick any color you want. Get your frame, place it on your big piece of felt, and trace all the way around. Now carefully cut out your shape. piece of felt should fit within the lines that you drew earlier on your cardboard. Now that your background is set, it's time to arrange our shapes. As you can see, I am getting each shape and placing it in different spots on my background. This is a perfect time to try out different compositions because you haven't glued anything down yet. Just play around with the arrangement until you're happy with the way it looks. Here it is! I'm happy with what I have. And I have some extra pieces that I decided not to use after playing around with the placement. We are now moving on to gluing. The best thing to use is this craft tacky glue. Stay away from hot glue or glue sticks. We are going to glue in layers, starting with the pieces on the bottom first and working your way to the top. Just use a little bit of glue so that it stays in place. Do this all the way around to every piece so there's a light bond to make sure nothing is going to move. Now carefully go around your felt collage again and add glue to all of the corners of each piece. Lightly press down after adding glue. Once you have glued everything down, wait about 5 to 10 minutes for it to dry. Now that we have given it some time to dry, we're going to carefully lift it and tap it to make sure everything is secured and nothing falls off. If anything falls off, simply add more glue. Even though our piece looks done, we have a few pieces that are hanging off our background. All we have to do is flip our piece over and carefully trim all the excess felt. Your beautiful abstract felt collage is now complete and ready to be framed. We cannot just put this in any frame by itself because it is a little floppy and it won't stay up. That is why we have this cardboard. What I'm going to do is put some glue in the center. You can just make a fun little swirl, then carefully place your felt piece face up. Now push on it carefully. Place your empty frame on top of the felt. Flip it over and put the backing back on. Carefully flip it over again, and you now have a beautiful piece of fiber art ready to be displayed. Let's go hang it up.